to the 13-yard line and no further. Here's Nix to throw right away. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And they wanted to get him going early in this one because, remember, he struggled throwing the football last week, and he's firing away to start this one. But that one was incomplete.
Got a man open, it's Sutton. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now they'll change things up. To throw is Nix. And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. Picked off by Emmanuel Forbes. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Corum now on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
That's complete to his rookie 2nd-round pick. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
And it's 3rd down.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
Let's go now.
They'll try and run for the first with Corum. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a 1st down. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone, space is at a premium for receivers to try and operate and shake themselves free.
Okay, ready?
That one's incomplete.
2nd and 10.
Hey.
They run straight ahead with Corum. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
You get down near the goal line, you need to start enlisting the help of all 11 guys on the defense. And that's a nice job there by the cornerback, squaring his shoulders and coming in to make the tackle.
Williams is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage as they'll tackle him at the 3. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
Panther 60, Panther 60.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Blake Corum, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Rams take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Nick Folk for the point after. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. Dances by at the 20. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Now a first carry here for the running back. Loose inside the 30. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great play there with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now he's going to step up and run. The short one there taken in by Ferguson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings.
They'll look to throw now on first down. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
70 Lions, 60 Bobcats, 60
Looking to throw. Patterson. That's caught. Puka Nacua. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Another nice gain. 13 yards that time and another first down.
Come on, cut 19, cut 19, Puka 19, 18, find it, go.
Operating from the gun, Patterson. And it'll be intercepted. And the Broncos will take over here at their own 12-yard line. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
Back at his own 7-yard line.
To throw, here's Nix. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. 7-7, our score after 1. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Nix. And he's got his man in stride, complete. He's on his way. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great effort there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Broncos have taken the lead. Lutz with the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the 43.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. That's 7-0 lead in there. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, two hands. Get two hands on the ball, grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. What's good on the extra point? And it's now 21-7. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
Ready, set.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
That'll go in the books as a loss of 20, and it's going to be 3rd down and forever. So certainly in a pickle here. They have a mile to go to try to pick up the first. We'll see what they've drawn up. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of the first as that leads to 4th down. So on 4th down, on is Ethan Evans to punt for the Rams. And Marvin Mims deep for Denver. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have, and think back to our meeting with the head coach, and we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, are you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up.
He was covered by Denzel.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Oh, poor throw there, and it's intercepted. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered, they had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down.
That That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do, because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards it.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll run the toss here with Corum. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
When people talk about plays being blown up, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's Exhibit A for physical play.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Back to throw. Patterson. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Puka Nacua. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Rams are back within a score. On for the extra point is Folk. And it's no good. Oh, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. Back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. So now, Charles, this drive, maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this, because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now it's Nix. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Will go down as a gain of 6. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here a little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Nix to the air. Now he'll tuck this and run. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, he's got some breathing room. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Let's go now.
Again, it's Corum. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football...
And now a fumble. The ball's out. And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down.
Let's go. Viking 18. Viking 18.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Bronco 80. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on fourth down.
Cougar 19. Street. Trap 50. Trap 50. 60.
Inaudible here to get a new look. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And a potential turning point as he'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
Intercepted. Turnover on down.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. Second down coming up. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. The final shot before break. Nix. He'll air this one out for Mims. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. In motion goes the tight end. From the gun on third down, Patterson. And it's a fumble. It's picked up by the Broncos.
I don't care what the scoreboard says, partner. You know who's winning this game right now?
Mother Nature?
Yes, indeed. Precipitation's winning it.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one over return. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Up the middle, here's Corum. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 44 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
They go play action here on first down. Pass complete down in the corner. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 25 yards that time.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 27.
Ready.
Running left, Corum. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. And he lost 6 there on the first down play.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Panther 60, Dragon 60.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Here's Nick Folk now on for the field goal. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. Folk's kick is good. And that'll get the lead down to 5. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
They're on the 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case,
yeah, not the case.
Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about seeing defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far.
This back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Throwing Nix. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line.
It's 4th down.
They're going. It's Nix. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down.
Got it. Ready? Get it.
Out of the gun, they give it to Corum. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 66 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. Well, you hate that for him. He gets so close on the big run, but has him in excellent position.
And I know there's plenty of competitive spirit on the defensive side of the ball, but part of me wonders if they would have just preferred him to go ahead
and he takes it across for a Rams touchdown. It's their quarterback with his third touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Rams have retaken a third-quarter lead.
And this is something right out of the Philadelphia playbook. They were successful running this with Jalen Hurts. But this is a copycat league, so if it works for them, everyone thinks it'll probably work for us. And here, it does.
Folk connects on the extra point. And the lead is now 2.
23. Broncos 21.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Throwing to start the drive. Nix. Now he's going to step up and run. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there. And it's second down.
At the 21-yard line.
They'll go play action with Nix. Under pressure, they got him again. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up third down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. He'll air this one out from Mims. And that would be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. The Broncos send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And the Rams are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. First and 10. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. A short one there taken in by Ferguson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a Rams first down on a pickup of 10.
First down. It's a gain of 10. First down, Los Angeles.
Operating from the gun, Patterson. Wide open receiver, complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
To the right side, this is Corum. Brought down at the 20. It's a gain of 3 on what will be the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
On the ready.
And they'll come out now in an empty backfield. 5 receivers split out. Second and 7. Looking to throw. Patterson. Touchdown, Rams. A great effort there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Rams will add to their fourth quarter lead. Now Folk for the extra point. And that makes it a 9-point game.
Makes the score Rams 30, Broncos 21.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. Finding Smith and Jigba downfield. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A gain of 32 that time. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Operating from the gun, Nix. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. And the Rams got it. They bring it down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll go for it. Here's Nix. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Nix. He's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Nix. He'll air this one out for Mims. I think you and I were a little surprised back early in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance, and then they end up winning this game. One of the things you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The Rams on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Here we go.
Operating from the gun, Patterson. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the 1st there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Called out a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a two-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Jackson Smith-Njigba, 63 yards. And the Broncos have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Lutz with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they've seen their lead nearly extinguished after that last score, but bottom line, they are still on top with the football, and a touchdown on this drive would really put them in position A. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Come on. Hey.
Back to throw. Patterson. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Viking 18.
2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off.
Buffalo 18. Bronco 80. Ready.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame.
1st down, Rams.
Ready.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
18 Cardinal.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.